Alright, should be recording, should be streaming. This is my new, or my first attempt to stream from my new place. Yeah. So this is Silent Hunter 4. I think I've played it for a little while before. It's a World War II submarine simulator. And yeah, I figure we'll just kind of relax a little bit with some of this for a little while today. So you're probably going to hear a little bit of echo, and you might hear my air conditioning a little bit. I just kind of got things barely set up here, and not exactly sure how things are going to go. But yeah, this game is painfully quiet, generally. I have the master volume all the way up, and I actually have my my microphone somewhat attenuated by comparison, and I'm still louder than the game. So let's see. I just left the base at the harbor, Pearl Harbor, and I added a bunch of people to my boat. I used up a bunch of my renown points. I've actually gone, I think this is my third tour. I got the Gato, the USS Drum, in the last tour. It's a pretty nice boat. Lots of torpedoes. Lots of good, hard-working men. So it's in pretty good shape. Our mission, which is probably what we'll do tonight, is to drop off an operative here at, I'm not going to pronounce that right, but King Dao? Something like that. So, let's see, this is taking place in June of 1942. So we're right at the start of World War II, pretty much. And the U.S. has just lost its bases in the Philippines and Java. Got pushed back by the Japanese. And so we're stuck in Pearl Harbor and Midway, which are quite a trip away. Like, if I grab my ruler and just draw a line, we're talking we're talking about 4,000 nautical miles, so quite a ways. We're going to have to be careful here, because if we go too fast, we're going to run out of fuel before we get there. That's not true for our trip to Midway. We can go standard speed to Midway.
Yes, sir.
That's only about 1,500 nautical miles. And it should be relatively painless to get to Midway. Let's make sure we're on course. And we're on the surface. Nothing too crazy happening. This is the first time I realized that when you're in port, you can actually get additional crew members. So I had been spreading everyone thinner and thinner, and it was getting not good. But yeah, this is not the updated version with the expansion pack. I just bought the original game on Steam, the regular game on Steam, so you'll notice that the HUD is a little bit different from what you've been seeing in other Let's Plays of this game, if you've been watching any. I've got some of the manual here, because I probably will need to refer to it a little bit. But let's add some time compression, and we will get ourselves to Midway. Getting out of port always takes a little while, because you keep getting kicked out of high compression. Let's see. There we go. Okay, we're far enough out of port that we should be able to do time compression all the way up. And so this will get us to Midway fairly quickly. I mean, in real time. In game time, it's still going to take us a few days to get there. And we're going to ignore all of these task force things, because the mission that we have is agent insertion, and according to the mission description that I got when What's this?
Warship.
Closing. Bearing.
Is it friendly?
328. Long range.
Should I bother to check it out? No, I don't think so. It's night. I'm just going to ignore it. So the mission description that I got said that this mission was like stealth was highly important. I don't know how much the game actually cares whether we're detected on our way there. But I'm going to try not to be detected just for the fun of it. And that means no torping anything until we drop the dude off and get a little ways away. And they're going to keep throwing us friendly task force information because we're kind of in that area. But that's all right. We're about halfway to Midway. A little more than that, maybe. And once we get to Midway, we'll refuel. And unfortunately, we're going to have to slow down a little bit. Okay. Now, I have had issues where I screwed up and basically rammed an island. And that's not good, so we're going to try to avoid that. Just going to go in at a reasonable pace. There we go. Postpone. We're going to postpone the refit for a little while. I'm going to put another point about here. And we're going to wait until we pass Midway to refuel. You'll notice that we've already used up about 26% of our fuel because we're going at standard speed. I actually did take the time to,
We're taking damage, sir. Men
What?
down on the deck. Deck gun damage, sir.
What?
Deck gun damage, sir.
What happened? Did we get struck by lightning? What the heck? I don't even know what happened. Who's hurt? It said man down. Oh, he's, like, dead. That is the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't know what happened. Okay, we're gonna have to reload this. That's crazy. That's just ridiculous.
All stop.
He shouldn't have even been stationed there. Okay, this is going to take some time, unfortunately. I don't even know what happened there. That was weird. Come on. I'm just jamming the plus button as fast as I can. Okay. So my last sortie out, I had dropped a guy off over in the Philippines, and then I had run around sinking merchant ships for a while. And by the time that run was over, there were so many things spawned that like the game was running noticeably slow at this time compression. So, one of the things to watch out for. We're just going to ignore him. It's so weird. Did we hit a boat or something? That was really strange. Like, did we hit like a... We must have hit something.
Contact. Merchant. Closing. Bearing. 327. Long range.
So it's pretty nice today. No clouds. A little hazy. Now I thought that I had arranged my thing here so that it would have worked out all right, but okay, let's save here. I'm vaguely worried. So we're just booking along. There's nothing on the horizon. So you can speed things up a little bit while you're looking here. Oh, we must have bumped into a ship. That must be what happened.
Ship spotted. Bearing 316. Long range.
Yeah, we're headed, like, that must be what happened. We must have rammed him. Just move a little bit away from there. And then as we approach, we'll see what happens. Yeah, I bet we hit him.
Ship spotted. Bearing 317. Long range. Ship spotted. Bearing.
Didn't lose anyone that time.
5. Long range.
Oh, he's got camouflage. That's kind of cool. On some level, I don't know what the point of camouflage on a ship is, but we'll leave it to the Navy to figure that one out. Yeah. I guess I just wasn't careful enough coming into port. Actually going to come pretty close to this guy, too, but I don't
Ship
think we'll
spotted.
hit him.
Bearing 294. Long range.
Yeah, we're good. The weather effects are kind of nice, honestly. Okay. We're just going to get a little bit further, and then we'll refuel. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's refuel. All right. We're gonna go
Yes,
down
sir.
to 2/3 speed,
Ahead slow. Yes, sir.
and we're gonna have to set a course for the Chinese mainland. And the zooming on this has never been quite what I liked. But we're just gonna go basically straight in, and we're gonna try to be as stealthy as possible. And hopefully we don't hit anything on the way there. So I'm going to plot a tentative course between islands, trying to maintain the deepest water below us as possible. So what we'll do is we'll go this way. The goal is going to be to get in here. So that's going to get us pretty close. Hopefully we can stealth in on a course kind of like this. Alright. So now that we've refitted, I'll just save one more time. We'll just save to this one. Yeah, alright. So this should work out pretty well. We'll get away from midway soon, and the frame rate will go back up. Then we'll crank this up, and we're just going to aim to be as stealthy as possible. So that's a...
Yes, sir. Periscope depth. Yes, sir.
That's an airplane. You can usually tell because it has a speed of very fast, and it's like visibly moving on the map. Like way faster than us. So as we approach the Japanese mainland, we're going to get peppered by air patrols more and more frequently. So the circle around there is his approximate field of view. But if we get underwater in time, then we should be okay. They usually won't see you if you're underwater. So unfortunately, this kind of slows things down a bit, which is not necessarily that bad of a thing. It's pretty realistic that we want to stay underwater. But we're probably going to move ahead at 1/3 speed underwater as far as we can get on our batteries during the day, and then come back up about an hour after sundown. I found that strategy works out pretty well in avoiding air ambushes, and that's exactly what we want to do at this point, is avoid air ambushes. You can see from the depth meter that we're moving down now. 35 feet, 40 feet. If I go outside of the thing, I can
Current depth 40.
kind of move us over. So at 40 feet, we're still kind of visible. At 50 feet, we're underwater. At 55, you can still kind of see the mast a little bit there. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to aim for 80
Yes, sir.
feet.
New depth 79. Yes, sir.
Especially since the sea is so calm today. We'll get a little deeper.
Current depth 60.
And we've lost updates on him. We aren't going to get any information about him from here on out. In fact, I'll go to 100 feet.
Yes, sir. New depth 99. Yes, sir.
And we'll go to 1/3
Yes, sir.
speed.
Ahead 1/3.
Check the battery. At 1/3, we can kind of
Current
get
depth 80.
about 40 nautical miles on the batteries. I've actually measured this out. And that'll get us, well, not for the whole day, but we'll just kind of do part of the day. So because this mission is specifically supposed to be a stealth mission, I'm going to try to avoid detection rather than fight back. And realistically, the planes aren't worth much. What will happen if we fight the planes is that they'll send more planes. Ah, I've got a warship. Interesting.
Contact. Warship. Closing. Bearing. 262. Long range.
Let's go to
Yes,
full
sir.
stop and see what he's doing.
All stop. Yes, sir.
There he is. He's moving. Looks like a northward course. Yeah, he's heading almost due north. Oh wow, there's more than one of them. Great. Okay, this is potentially quite bad. I'm gonna get us below the layer.
Contact. Warship. Moving away. Bearing. 149. Long range.
Let's go to 300 feet.
Yes, sir. New depth. 303.
You notice I'm already down about 40%, about 33% of my
Current
battery.
depth. 120.
Gotta listen for the passing thermal layer message.
Current depth. 140. Current depth. 160.
Come on. There better be a layer.
Current depth. 180. Current depth. 200.
Come on. Where's the layer? Come on.
Current depth. 220.
Is there no layer? I think there's no layer.
Current depth. 240. Current depth.
Passing thermal layer.
260.
There it is. Okay, we're below the layer now.
Yes, sir. Rig for silent.
I'm gonna rig for silent running, and we're just gonna keep moving along, and we're gonna listen to these guys. And they probably aren't gonna hear us. Whew. Wow, it's like a task force or something. Oh, whoa, there's a lot of them too. Taking these guys out is not part of our orders.
Contact. Warship. Closing.
Yes, sir.
Bearing. 26.
Full stop.
Yes, sir.
Okay. He's just,
Yes, sir. Ahead 1/3.
passing by. They're circling around, but I don't hear any merchants, so this must just be a military task force. It's tense. That one is all the way out in the middle of friggin' nowhere. That one's lost in the baffles. I don't know what this guy is doing. It's just bizarre behavior. Okay. Let's get back to periscope depth. And we'll pop up the observation scope. Just kind of get a little peek around. There shouldn't be anybody around. Yeah, I think we're clear.
Yes, sir.
So let's head to the
New
surface.
depth. 1-5.
Go to 2/3
Yes, sir.
speed. Oh, we got another plane.
Single contact. Bearing. 6.
Get us below.
Long range.
New depth. 118.
Wow. Come on, get us below.
Current depth 40.
And we
Current
lost...
depth 60.
Yeah. We were gonna get away from him pretty easily.
Yes, sir. Ahead 1/3. Yes, sir.
So I'm just gonna do the stealthiest thing that I can do. And that is run my batteries down most of the way. And then wait the extra couple hours it'll take for it to get dark. So it's important to remember this is base time, and since we're headed far west,
Yes, sir.
it's going to seem later and later when the sun actually sets. And the game does actually simulate that. So we're going to go to full stop, and we're just going to wait for sundown, and then wait about another hour after that. We'll head to periscope depth,
Yes, sir. Periscope depth.
1/3 speed.
Yes, sir. Ahead 1/3.
Observation scope. So this Gato class ship has a slightly taller scope than the Porpoise class that I started out with.
Yes, sir.
And the other thing about it is that the observation scope and the attack scope are the same height on this boat. On the Porpoise class, the attack scope was a little bit taller, or rather, it was at a slightly higher point on the mast. In any case,
Yes, sir.
we're going to surface, and we're going to run...
Single countdown. Buried. 1.
Are you kidding me?
Long range.
Another airplane? Alright, get us back under again.
Yes, sir. New depth. 1. Yes, sir.
We at least got to refresh our oxygen.
Yes, sir. Ahead 1/3. Yes, sir.
Alright, back to periscope depth.
Yes, sir. Periscope depth.
And once again, use the scope. If it's this dark... If it's this dark, we should be safe. Nobody else is picking up anything on the scope.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to surface,
New
go
depth.
to 2/3 speed,
Yes, sir.
stow that scope, rig away from silent running, and we're going to run all night. Wow, it's amazing they have air patrols that close to Midway. And we'll just run until we see airplanes in. So that day we didn't see any he's not going to see us. He's going parallel to us. Now he might see us on the next run. Fox traffic.
New message received.
Okay, so we've lost the Guadalcanal. So checking the map out. Where is that? I must admit I don't know the geography that well. I don't see Guadalcanal. Whatever. I'm not going to worry too much about it. It's not part of our mission. You'll notice that we're burning fuel a lot more slowly now. I calculated it out, tested it a little bit. At 2/3, you can get about 130 nautical miles per percent. At standard, you only get about 100 nautical miles per percent. At least on the conditions that I was looking at. And you see, we've already been on the boat for, 3 weeks, something like that. There's a lot of activity over here. Oh, we got something.
Single contact. Bearing 5-8. Long range.
He's probably going to miss us, but we're going to try to dodge him anyway.
Yes, sir. Ahead 1/3. Yes, sir.
Yeah. We're still in very deep waters. You can tell by the color of the map, of course. I just felt like testing it anyway. There's no ships around, so we should be safe to do that. So it's already 11 o'clock, so we can run most of the day underwater. Safe at a safe deep depth of like
Yes, sir.
280 or something like that.
282. Yes, sir.
You can see our crush depth is around 330. We're undamaged, so we shouldn't have any trouble getting that deep, springing any leaks or anything like that. And if there is a thermal layer, we should be under it when we get here. So we're just going to run nice and quiet down here and hope that nobody finds us. It'll be hard for them to do so. The Japanese sonar is not particularly good. Battery's almost to 50%. Yeah. Thank goodness they don't like simulate what do you call it? Like battery death. Okay. We're at 25%. Full
Yes,
stop.
I'll stop. Yes, sir.
I don't want to cut it too close in case I find that I need to use it, you know? So we're going to just stick here for a couple hours. Deep underwater. It'll be dark soon. That was about 2240. Okay, this is about right.
Yes, sir. Ahead 1/3. Yes, sir.
Head to periscope depth.
Periscope depth.
With the nuclear subgames, you'd expect them to have some kind of like floating camera gadget or something. They're so advanced.
Passing thermal layer.
Alright, there's a thermal layer around between 250 and 260. When we get into these shallow waters, we're not going to have a layer to deal with. In fact, we'll be pretty much barely able to submerge at all. And so we'll definitely try to make that run at night. So if I go in here and I'm careful, right? Let me add one more dot right there. But then let's take a ruler and we'll... How far is this? This is about 20 nautical miles. So in theory, if I go here and I just barely submerge, just barely under the water, I can truck in here at 1/3, which puts me at like around 4 knots. That's what, 5 hours? Oof. It's close. It's gonna be very close. I don't know how heavily defended Qingdao is. It looks like it's definitely a harbor. We might find a couple of destroyers running around. If we make it there tonight. It looks pretty dark.
Yes, sir. New depth, 1-5.
Yes,
Ahead
sir.
slow.
We got a lot of enemy task forces running around and stuff. We're gonna try not to get caught by any of them. Oop, we got something. Alright, we got something moving. Alright, let's check. Depth to keel, still really deep. It's 10:30. We'll get to, say,
Yes, sir.
280 again.
New depth, 2-8-1.
Yes, sir.
This game does require a lot of patience to, play it successfully. Yeah, look at our fuel. We're down to 67%. We're going to have basically just enough to get us in there, and then we're going to have to head straight back to Midway. Because we just won't have enough fuel to do any serious, what's the word? Playing around, I guess. So this convoy we saw at 1:30, which was 9 hours ago. So they're like way up here by now, probably. Speed is medium. Medium usually means around 6 knots. So 6 times 9 is 54. Estimate their position to be somewhere in this area. So they likely are way past us at this point. Are we gonna start going down? Yeah, here we go. The other thing of note is that my ship, it's still too early in the war for us to have surface radar. We only have radar for planes.
Current depth, 4-0.
Once he says 6-0, we'll drop to 1/3.
Current depth, 6-0.
Yes, sir.
Current depth, 8-0.
All right. We are now free of
Current depth,
detection.
1-0-0.
We will be nearly impossible to detect in this state. So let's just cruise for a little while. Use up the battery down to about 25%. Okay. It's 7 o'clock. base time. We're probably still a couple hours out from sundown. Let's go to periscope depth.
Yes, sir. Periscope depth.
Yes, sir.
Shoop. Okay, raise the scope. Now, it's not likely that we'll actually be able to see a plane. But what I can do is I can check my map thing, and basically what will happen is that the crew members will look around to see if they can see a plane. They don't see anything,
Yes, sir.
so I'm going to come to the
New depth.
surface.
1-5.
Yes,
Head
sir.
slow.
And we're going to see what happens. Let's stow that scope.
Single contact.
Dang it.
Bearing.
Really?
2, 3.
Oh,
0.
wow.
Long
We're
range.
screwed.
Yes, new depth. 1-4.
Freaking crash dive.
Crash dive.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Full stop.
I'll stop.
Yes, sir.
We just have to wait it out. There's too much air cover. Okay. We'll head to periscope
sir.
depth.
Periscope depth. Yes, sir.
And we don't need to actually
Yes, sir.
move to do that.
Head
We can just
1/3.
use the ballast tanks, but we'll go ahead 1/3. Raise the scope one more time. See, that's the danger of using the scope to tell you whether there's planes around, is that your visual range is not nearly as long as your radar range. I don't see anything. My watch doesn't see anything. Let's try to surface.
New depth. 1-5. Yes, sir.
We might be able to get away with it. Then we can charge the battery up. We have merchant at medium speed. What's he doing? He's pretty far away, so he probably won't see us. Oh no, he's moving almost parallel to us. He's gonna intercept. So this is about the worst situation that there can be because it's gonna be daybreak soon. I guess not that soon. Let's see. Sun would rise in the east over here. It's still very dark. Well, we'll keep moving until we get a little closer. But he's basically going to close right in on us. Or rather, we're going to catch right up to him. So my sonar is way longer range than
Yes, sir. Ahead 1/3.
periscope
Yes,
depth.
sir. Current depth 4-0.
There he is. Medium old composite freighter. Medium speed. I mean, if we weren't trying to be stealthy, we could take him out. Maybe. I'd have to change course a little bit. I probably want to head a little bit more due west. But you know what? We're just gonna give him a miss. Scope. Starting to get a little light. I don't have a visual.
Yes, sir. New deck. 1-5. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ahead slow.
And we just avoided him. Incoming airplane. Is he gonna miss us? He might miss us, but I'm not. Nah, he's not gonna miss us. Alright, let's get below.
Yes, sir. New deck. 1-2-0. Yes, sir.
Slow
Yes,
to
sir.
1/3.
Ahead 1/3.
Make sure my scopes are both stowed. And we'll just get underwater. Yeah. Yeah, they have a lot of air cover, the Japanese do. By comparison, I usually don't see American air cover. Maybe they just didn't simulate it as much because it would just be a waste of your time. Whatever. Excuse me. Battery's down to 25. Put a
Yes,
full
sir.
stop and wait for
All
nightfall.
stop.
$23.20.
Yep.
All right.
Yes, sir. Ahead slow.
Periscope depth.
Yes, sir.
Raise the scope. It's still pretty light. I don't see anything obvious. Am I watch people? If I give them a chance at the scope, do they see anything? They don't see anything. So
Yes,
let's
sir.
surface.
New deck. 1-5. Yes, sir.
And we'll just move along. So we're getting close to our objective now. Okay, it's daytime again. And we've got a large convoy right ahead of us. Yeah. We're gonna let them pass. 369 feet? Yeah, so we're in much more shallow waters than usual. Since we're currently at 15 feet, that means we could get, well, we can easily get to our crush depth. Let's go down
Yes, sir.
carefully.
New deck. 2-7-0. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ahead
1/3
1/3.
speed. I mean, we might have a couple of targets of opportunity on the way back. But as you can see, we're at 63% fuel, which means that we've used up almost 40% of our fuel. We need almost everything to get back. there's the destroyers.
Yes, sir. Rig for silent running. Yes, sir.
Let's let them. We'll run a little bit further. So it looks like they're just going to pass right by us. You can see the destroyer kind of running a picket around it. He's getting awfully close.
Yes, sir.
So I'm just going to full stop and
Yes,
wait
sir.
for him to find something else to do.
Yes, sir. Ahead 1/3.
Yeah, they're getting pretty far away. Several miles. It's important to remember that a nautical mile is much longer than a standard mile. Okay, they're far enough away that I'm not worried about them anymore.
Yes, sir.
Go to periscope
Periscope
depth.
depth.
Unrig silent running.
Yes, sir.
Contact! Warship! Moving away! Bearing! 255. Long range!
So my observation scope is up. But we still only have sonar contacts with these guys. And we just lost sonar contacts with them. So I'm going to say we're probably good. Let's
Yes,
get back
sir.
to the surface.
New depth. 1 5.
Stow
Yes,
that.
sir. Ahead slow.
Stow that scope. And we'll just keep moving. Got an airplane here. Let's get to 100
Yes,
feet.
sir. New depth. 1 0. Yes,
Still
sir.
got plenty of depth. Oh, we'll go back to 1/3 speed
Yes,
too.
sir. Ahead 1/3.
So we might be able to make it to nightfall on this battery charge. It'll be close. 50%. 9 o'clock. Base time. 10 o'clock. Base time. 11 o'clock base time. Okay, we're down under 25%.
Yes, sir. I'll stop.
Full stop. 38-ish is where. So wait another half hour. All right. Periscope
Yes, sir.
depth.
Periscope depth.
Raise the
Yes,
scope.
sir.
Start moving
Yes, sir.
again.
Ahead 1/3.
Take a quick glance around. It's moderately dark. My watch doesn't see anything. Stow the scope. Trim the
Yes, sir.
surface.
New depth.
2/3
1
speed,
5.
and
Yes,
we
sir.
are back on our
Ahead
way.
slow.
Convoy moving away. We're not going to worry about them. Convoy moving parallel to us. Not really in range to see us at all. I'm gonna save. Warship moving fast, moving away. I'm not gonna worry about him.
Contact. Warship. Moving away. Bearing. 2, 5, 4. Long range.
But I am gonna worry about him. Depth. Still have about 350 feet.
Yes, sir.
Let's get to 120.
New deck. 1, 1. Yes, sir.
1/3 speed.
Ahead, 1/3.
So now things become more difficult. We still have 229 feet under our keel. Merchant medium speed closing. Not really closing though. Not really. Okay, this is kind of a so far so good.
Yes, sir.
Full stop,
I'll stop.
and we'll wait for
Yes,
nightfall. There's only a couple hours away. And then we'll run on the surface all night if we can. 23:0, 23:30, 23:40. Merchant medium speed closing. Oh, there's a lot of them. Oh, they're gonna go right by us.
Yes, sir.
Silent running.
Rig for silent running.
Yes, sir.
Now they appear to just be merchants, so they probably don't have sonar equipped. But just for the sake of safety. Alright.
Yes, sir.
Unrigged for silent running. Get the periscope depth. Ahead 1/3.
Ahead 1/3.
Raise the observation scope. And we don't have a visual on them. So that's
Yes,
relatively reassuring.
Head slow.
We'll get to the surface
sir.
and we'll head 2/3 speed. What, really?
Ship spotted. Bearing. 180.
Well, hopefully they didn't detect us. Kind of far away to have detected us. We're going to ignore them for the time being. Batteries recharging. I like how the music got all, like, dramatic. It's like, no, we're on a stealth mission. We're not going to attack these guys quite yet. Single contact. Enemy plane. 192 feet under keel. Go to 100 feet.
Yes, sir. New deck. 9.
Things are getting shallow.
Yes, sir.
1/3 speed.
Ahead 1/3.
It's late tonight, so we'll probably just run until dark.
Yes, sir.
Then we'll surface.
Head slow.
Yes, sir.
Recharge the battery. We need to make sure the battery is as fully charged as possible. All right, things are getting tense now. There's no defenses? I'm a little surprised by that. Okay. Well, let's start plotting our course further in. And you need to get really close to that star in order for it to count. So hopefully that'll be close enough. I don't know whether there are defense ships or not. We haven't detected anything, but we're still about 20 nautical miles out. So it's not surprising that we wouldn't catch anything yet. But we're now about 17 nautical miles from our goal. We've got 55 feet under keel. We can just barely submerge. Yeah, we're in very shallow waters. 48 feet under keel. We can barely get under the water. Alright, let's full stop.
I'll stop.
Yes, sir.
51 feet under keel. So we're at 15 now. So 15 plus 50 is 65? Let's go to 55.
Yes, sir. New deck. 5, 4.
Yes, sir.
And we're just going to wait for nightfall, I think. I hope. And if we haven't caught any sonar yet... There are no planes either. It's really weird.
Yes, sir. Ahead 1/3.
Yes, sir.
If I look at our... We're just barely under the water. Just barely. "11 feet under keel. It's not much. The seas are pretty calm. Still 11 feet. "10 feet. Still no sonar traces, which is really surprising. 8 feet. Okay, I'm gonna get us to 50. No, you know what I'm
Yes,
gonna do?
sir. New deck.
Full
5,
stop.
4.
Yes, sir.
I'll stop.
"7 feet. We're gonna wait for nightfall. We're to surface, we're gonna bring him in, and then we're gonna get the heck out of here. Okay. It's midnight. We are practically scratching the midnight base time. We're practically scratching the seafloor. Let's surface.
Yes, sir. New depth.
Move ahead 2/3.
5. Yes, sir. Ahead slow.
Somehow this seems like it's going to work out. We don't have any sonar traces at all. Okay. Go to 1/3.
Yes, sir. Ahead
I think we're gonna make it. I think this is not actually gonna be really easy. Last mission I had that was one of these was tough. I had to get past a picket of a couple of destroyers. Okay, we're almost there. And we still don't have any sign of any enemy ships. "50 feet under keel." It seems like that's about as shallow as it gets. Oh, nope, 49. So there's land. How much closer do we need to get? Feet still. So they kind of always give you enough room to like submerge if you need to, just barely. Okay, come on. Man, they picked a good place to drop this guy off. Totally unpatrolled. It's kind of cool. They actually simulate seagulls. The closer to land you get, the more likely you are to hear them and see them. Come on, we're so close.
Yes, sir. All stop.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we're at all stop. I'm gonna save here because it has happened before where okay, we're gonna go reverse
Yes,
1/3.
sir. Back slow.
Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to go backwards a little bit. Come on. Come on. I don't want to hit the freaking ocean. Come on. Back
Yes,
2/3.
sir. Back standard.
Yes, sir.
Please reverse. Oh my god. Come on. I think we're gonna be okay. Alright, there we are.
Yes, sir.
So full stop.
All stop.
And I'm gonna drop him
Yes,
off
sir.
while we're moving backwards a little bit. Launch boat.
Ship spotted.
Yeah.
One.
So by going backwards slightly, I avoided
range.
having him grind against our ship. Where is he? There he is. So he basically will kind of float over there. But as far as the mission is concerned, we have completed our mission. So I'm gonna just save there. And we'll back up
Yes, sir.
2/3.
Back standard.
Yes, sir.
Once we get a little ways away from Yeah, he kind of just floats around here. He doesn't actually like land on the what do you call it? The land and like vanish. He just kind of floats around. But it counts as mission completed, so that's good. Now we currently have 56% fuel, which means that we will get back to Midway with about 12%. So anytime on our way back out of here that we stop to bother someone, we will need to consider how much fuel we have left extra. But we are going to try to shoot down some subs on the way back. Or not subs, but ships on the way back.
Yes, sir. Hard to port.
Yes,
So we're going to
sir.
try to turn around. And we're turning not quite in the direction I wanted to. Whatever. As long as we don't run aground, we'll be fine. So we're gonna try to get a little bit out of this space before I plot a course. But you can see how close we had to get to land to do that. I don't know why I got 2 of these missions in a row. Oh, let's status report.
New message received.
What does he want us to do? Oh man. Well, we'll see if we can manage. I think we have enough fuel to just barely do it. That was probably a bad move, because now it's gonna, when I get back and I haven't completed that mission, it's gonna be like, hey, you didn't complete your mission. It's like, yeah, but... Well, what we can do is we can slow down to 1/3, I think. Transit at 1/3, and that might save us a little fuel.
Yes, sir.
Ahead 1/3,
Ahead 1/3.
and switch
sir.
to starboard rudder.
Hard to starboard.
And we'll see if I can't show you guys one attack before we close up for the night. Yeah, we're going forward now. We want to be heading approximately southeast. So we've only got a little bit further to go before we can do rudder amidships and move on. He's just gonna float around forever. There's nothing we can do about it. Come on. Whew. So this, the USS Drum is a little faster than the Porpoise class that I had earlier. But it's still really particularly slow to turn and stuff.
Yes, sir. Rudder.
Yes,
Rudder
sir.
missions. And we can plot a course out of here. Let's try to get to deeper waters as rapidly as possible. That will help us exfiltrate. And we'll try to stay deep as much as possible. That's kind of cool. Just a big old pit. So over here it should be deep enough that we're not in too much trouble as far as all that stuff goes. But we're gonna head here and we're gonna complete this mission objective before we head home. We have just enough fuel to do it, especially if we transit at 1/3. This guy was at 1900, so it's been 5-6 hours since we got notice about him. So he's gonna be way up here or circling around or something. Hopefully we won't come across him. Let's find out though. So on our way back we can get detected all we want. And we've got 90 feet under keel. It's not bad.
See?
108 feet under keel.
Yes, sir. New deck, 9-9.
Yes, sir.
12 feet, that's a little close. We'll go to 80 feet. Oh, we've got a warship. Medium speed. Not sure what he's doing yet. Let's pay attention to him. Nah, he's moving away. Battery's down to 50%. Another half hour. All right.
Yes, sir.
Get to the surface.
New depth. 1-5.
Yes, sir.
Charge the battery. I wonder how many charges those battery systems are good for. I mean, like, usually marine batteries are the ones that you can deep cycle, but, like, how often? I wonder. We've got airplane. Depth to keel, 100 feet. Go to 80.
Yes, sir. New deck, 7-9.
Yes, sir.
And surface.
Yes, sir. New depth. 1.
I kind of wish I could turn those radio reports off unless they were, like, within a certain distance of us.
Fuck.
Ooh. Ship heading east-northeast at medium speed. It's just a single ship. We can take him on, can't we? Alright, set course due east. Standard. We're at 52% fuel. Oh, he's way ahead of us.
Contact! Merchant! Moving away! Bearing!
That's too bad.
3.
Long range!
Yes, sir. Ahead 1/3.
Sometimes there's just nothing you can do. Especially in the situation I have right now with so little fuel. Oh, that's just a plane. "400 feet. We are in deep water."
Yes, sir. New deck.
Deep enough.
1, 2,
Yes,
0.
sir.
Yeah, we're in way deep waters by any usable standard.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Full stop.
All stop.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All stop.
Oh wow, we're actually still consuming fuel? I don't like that at all. Alright, I think we just need to head back. We are just barely gonna make it to
Yes,
Midway.
sir. Ahead 1/3.
Yes, sir.
That should be close enough. Oop, we got something. Small convoy. $11.50. 20 minutes ago. Speed is fast, probably 10 knots. That's where he'll be in about an hour. So let's. What's that distance to me? It's a few nautical miles. We won't quite submerge quite yet. But I'll get there in about half an hour. Alright, it looks like we are going to get a little action this time. Yeah, we've got sonar contact now. Warship. Alright, let's get under. It's midday, so we're gonna have... This is gonna be very dangerous. Periscope depth.
Yes, sir. Periscope depth.
Yes, sir.
And we'll actually drop the periscope down for the time being. Wow, they're actually booking.
Current.
Battle stations. Raise the scope. See if we can identify these guys. It's a huge European liner, surrounded by a few Asashios. Alright. Scope down. Alright, huge European liner. What's the depth on that guy? 24.6 foot draft. And the Asashios? Well, let's get a couple things going here. So we're going to use 2 torps on that huge European liner. In my experience, it's best to usually set that a couple of feet less than that draft. So I think 21 is about right. Tubes 1 and 2 at 21. We're going to set them to high speed because I think we're going to be close enough for that. The range on that is about 4,500 meters. We won't bother with spread angle right now. And then the Asashios, they're going to be over here. There we are. Draft of 11.2 feet. So the remaining 4 torps we'll set to like 7 feet, 8 feet. And high speed, don't forget. It always defaults to low speed, which is kind of, I don't know. I very rarely use low speed torps, because generally you try to get within about 1,000 meters. And if you're not able to do that, then you just kind of don't worry too much about it. Alright, we've got the depths all set. Let's open some tubes. Alright, the tubes are all open.
Yes, sir. Rig for sonnet running.
Yes, sir.
Attack scope. There's that huge European liner. It's about 5,500 meters out, which is a little further than my torps are going to go. Let's alter our course a little bit. to starboard.
Hard to starboard. Hard to starboard. Yes, sir.
I'm pretty sure I have plenty of depth under.
Yes, sir.
Rudder amidships.
Rudder. Yes, sir.
Alright. Let's get that scope up again. I think we'll be close enough now. There's that huge European liner. Fire one.
To one. Torpedo in the water.
A slight bit of leftage there. Fire two.
Two. Torpedo in the water.
Okay, got 2 torps in the water. Now I'll go to this one. We're gonna hit him.
Fire in tube 3. Torpedo in the water.
Alright. That's the plan. Let's drop the scope down. And we will... Let's go
Yes, sir.
hard to starboard,
Hard to starboard. Hard to
because
starboard.
they're going to be
Yes,
hunting
sir.
us. And we'll close these tubes for the time being. Because I don't think we're going to use them. So, once you turn battle stations on, everybody gets to work. Of course, we're underwater, so the deck watch guys aren't doing anything, but they're ready to get up top if we need them. Same thing for the deck gun guys. Where's my attack map? Here we go. So you can see your torps on the attack map, which is kind of handy. Come on. I think we missed.
Torpedo impact.
No, that's an impact. 1 enemy unit down. Wow, we took it with 1 shot.
Torpedo impact.
That is a success. Is that one gonna impact? Come on, baby, come on.
Torpedo impact.
Yes! 2 down. Oh man, this is awesome. We did just right. Alright. Let's get underwater. Let's get deep under.
Yes, sir.
280.
New depth. 281.
And we're currently rigged for silent. Rudders are midships. Those 2 destroyers are going to be hunting us like mad.
Current depth 80.
But if we're lucky, they won't find us. It's not quite lucky, too. I'm basically changing direction and position after launch. And what's going to happen is that this one's going to make a beeline over here, and this one's going to make a beeline over here. But if we're under the layer by the time they get to us...
140.
Oh man, that was amazing.
Current depth 160.
Usually the torps are not that, whatchamacallit.
Current depth 180.
They're not that effective. But I got those just right. I must have hit them right under the center of the keel.
Current depth 200.
Beautiful. Come on, tell me layer. Tell me layer.
Current depth 220.
Come on, give me a layer. You notice that during,
Current depth 240.
you notice that while we're under silent running, they aren't actually loading any torps, so that's one of the downsides to it.
Passing thermal layer.
There we are, thermal layer.
Current depth 260.
Woohoo! Unfortunately, we didn't get to see them sink. Oh well. When torps hit at nearly full range, it's impressive anyway. Okay, here we go. Get this guy, yeah. See, he's making a beeline for our assumed position. Hard to port. Hard to starboard. I wanted to get a sonar pick on that guy, but I think we're going to be okay. They did not detect us. Murder amidships. So my battery's still pretty good. I probably should have shown off the explosion of the ships or something.
Bearing 216, long range.
Yeah. I am deep underwater. Those destroyers do not know where I am. And so if I just get, out of here a little bit, they're going to circle around. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they think I'm over there. And they're just circling pointlessly. Whew. Let's get to periscope depth.
Yes, sir. Periscope depth. Yes, sir.
So we're still pretty close to them. But not that close. So let's bring up the observation scope. See if we can get a quick fix on them. Yeah, there they are. He's turning. He's turning. They're both turning. It's really tough to hit them when they're turning.
Yes, sir.
Let's resume course.
Returning to course, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. They're just circling like idiots. Look at that. Look at them dance. Their bosses are not going to be happy that they lost those two ships. And you didn't even see them? That worked out about as well as it could have, honestly. Raise the scope. We no longer have a visual on them. They're pretty far off. Alright. Unrigged from silent. Unsecure battle stations.
Secure the battle stations.
Let's get those torps reloaded. Let's get to the surface.
Yes, sir. New deck 1, 5.
That went about as well as it could have gone. Tubes are loaded. Enemy small.
Shift 1 ready, sir. Bearing. 1, 9, 4.
Yeah, no.
Long range.
It's fine. %47% fuel. I'll make it back to Midway, but not with a lot of fuel. So in theory, I could go to Midway, and then I could go back to the East China Sea to take out some more shipping. Oh, we got enemy plane. Let's get below. Deep water. 100
Yes,
feet
sir.
should be enough.
New depth. 1, 0. Yes, 0.
Whew. This is one of those games you have to be really patient to enjoy, but I love subsims, so... Well, I hope that you got a little enjoyment out of this too. We got away from our nearest encounter, so we'll just call this a night, I think. It's been almost 2 hours anyway. So we'll just get under. And we're under. And oops. And we'll call it. And I think we'll call it a night. So thank you for watching. And yeah. We'll do some more front mission on Wednesday. And we'll do some more Falcom games on Friday. And we'll figure out something else to do next Monday. So thanks for watching, and I will catch you all later.